All right, it feels good to be back. Got some car work done on the Passat here, and I couldn't decide what to drive on. Let me ask you this question, actually. Answer this down below in the comments. How do you decide which app or gig to drive on? So I'm sitting outside the GoPuff warehouse on a cloudy day here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I was deciding, do I want to do Spark? Do I want to do food delivery? Do I want to do Amazon Flex? I was really looking at everything. This is why you want to be activated on as many apps as possible. So what I do, and again, comment down below, let me know if you do this. So I'll just cycle through the apps. Who has bonus pay? What is the Surge doing? What is Grubhub doing? Does it look busy? Are the Amazon shifts worth it? Like $22 plus an hour? How do I decide what I want to do? So I decided on GoPuff today just because I really haven't done it in a while. And in my overall tier list, I'll say it's hovering around the middle point of gigs for you. So we'll see. All right, just kidding. Audible time. I was sitting there for like 12 or 15 minutes. I didn't get anything. I didn't get even a single bin request. So that tells me they're just not getting orders, right? It's slow. So I'm going to look at Walmart Spark. That's been my go-to Audible. It's further away, but really just for me. If you're close to a Walmart or a Sam's, it's a lot better. But I got this as well on Grubhub. I was online actually the entire time with Grubhub, just in case something popped up. But this one's $15.93, 3.3 miles. I like it. So I'm going to take this one, and right after this one, we'll see. I might do Walmart Spark. All right, based on that expected commute to the Walmart, I'm assuming this order should be ready like pretty much instantly. There's not a lot of cars here. And again, I had that 20-minute commute from the Grubhub drop-off to this Walmart. So hopefully this should be really seamless. I'll let you know. All right, we're all loaded up. 2 associates helped this time versus the normal one. That was beneficial. And it was ready instantly. So I got there, checked in, told the app what spot I'm in for parking, and I waited a minute. So that's good. So had a long commute, but that gives them time to pull it instead of, I mean, if you got there early, you would have probably had to wait anyway. The only thing, watch the distance on any of these apps, folks. I got 17 minutes, 5.3 miles to my first customer. So we'll see. So 100% verified. Listen, I don't talk about a ton of side hustle accessories. By the way, everything that I do recommend is linked down below in our Amazon storefront. I gotta tell you, if you're an Instacart, Shipt shopper, or if you do Walmart Spark, yeah, get them, like 13 bucks. They seem super durable. I can put them in my little media console here. So I love them. That and a catering bag, I think, is like the go-to. And then obviously better hot and cold bags. So those deliveries pretty smooth with the help of my trusty grocery claw things. So $24.81 on this one, 5.9 miles. Took me about 14 minutes to get here. For another curbside pickup, and I'll tell you, I mean, I've only done one shop and deliver. Please comment down below what your thoughts are on shop and deliver. I'm not a fan of any shopping gig. You know, if you can do delivery only, that's ideal. But I like this one. Just imagine if you had a shop for like 15 goods on this one. It's going to add a lot of time, in my opinion. So let's do it. I've marked number 1. Now we'll just wait for an associate and load the Passats and be on our way. So if you didn't know, I've done these side hustle apps and platforms since 2015. Different marketplaces, thousands and thousands of trips and transactions. Let me give you like a quick guide to these apps here, because I'm learning something. I'm doing Spark more and more for you, just to see how it is, and obviously for me to make some money, right? Okay, here's the deal. Spark, it all comes down to time. Everything, it comes down to time. All of these apps, time is the theme. So the time on Spark is either shopping, waiting for the associates at the warehouse, or driving to the Walmart, you know, back from the Walmart, etc. Shipt Instacart, if you're shopping, it's time in the grocery store. If it's restaurant delivery, it's time waiting for the restaurant when an order's not ready. For rideshare, the time is driving. It's more driving than most every other gig, in my opinion, on rideshare, longer trips, right? Time on Amazon Flex, package delivery, it's getting to their warehouse, and then you don't know where you're gonna go until you scan a package. Am I missing anything else? GoPuff. GoPuff is the same thing as like a centrally based warehouse like Spark and Amazon. So it's time just driving back to the GoPuff warehouse. There you go. in like 20 seconds. There's a synopsis, folks. Time is your most valuable asset when you're on the road. Could I be making more money faster somewhere else, or even a at-home side hustle? And I am a big fan of starting your own business, selling a product, course, or service, but that's something completely different. Wanted to take some time. Sorry. I want to take some time to tell you that. I'll see you at the delivery location, 17 minutes. All right, and it's a couple of days later, and earnings and tips have settled in the Walmart Spark app because the customer has 24 hours to change a tip. Look, I got to tell you, don't leave this video, not clickbait. This is real. That I'm going to show you all the numbers here in a second. And I saw something that was pretty alarming at worst and an inconvenience at best. And the thing is, it's going to happen to you. I'm telling you, it's going to happen to you. And it's not just on Walmart Spark. Let's calm down. Let's just go over the numbers. So here's the numbers. And this is why, folks, this is why you have to have an Audible. Like, I thought I was going to do GoPuff, but then I had a really good, super easy Grubhub order. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to Audible to something more steady with Walmart Spark as of late. So 3:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. Speaking of that, multi-app revenue here, $45.06 from Spark, and that $15.93 order on Grubhub totaling $60.99. Now, this is a save, in my opinion. So $20.33 paid out per hour, the gross revenue per hour, right? That's a save because I was not doing anything on the start of this shift. I was sitting there at GoPuff, and then I still had to drive to that restaurant. And then I still, after that, because of, my decisions with the Audible, then I had to drive another like 20 some minutes to the Walmart for that start of that shift. So to make $20 an hour, that's a good, we'll call it a save shift if I'm making 20 plus an hour. So 4 deliveries completed between Grubhub and Spark, and only one customer left a tip, which is abnormal. I'm getting like 95+% of my customers leaving a tip. It doesn't matter the app or the platform. So surprisingly, well, not surprisingly for me, it was from Grubhub. And I know, folks, Grubhub is like number 3. They're the bottom market share. It's not that popular, but you can get one-off orders. So don't ignore Grubhub just because it's slower. When you do get an order, it could be pretty good because like $12.71 of the $15-some payout was from a tip. Business miles at 32.4, 188 paid out per mile. That's good. Tax deduction of $20.25. Okay, not clickbait thing that happened. What happened, Mike? So remember that I told you that after 24 hours, the earnings and the tips settled. Well, that gives the customer a window to adjust the tip. If you have good customer service, if you're friendly, if you take care of their order, Instacart has a tip window as well. Some of these other apps have tip windows where tips can be adjusted. But again, good customer service, awesome. Tack on another $4, $5. Actually, I ordered Uber Eats the other day and I added even more of a tip on afterwards. So that's fantastic. Until it's not. So with that tip window, folks, it leaves you open to having that tip zeroed out. This practice, when maliciously done, is called tip baiting. So the customer is like,
hey man, $5 tip. It's going to make my order seem more attractive because there's driver pay, plus my tip.
I don't think they're thinking that deeply, but all right, hang with me here.
So like $5 tip, maybe a really good $10 tip.
In my case, take a look. I had a $4 tip zeroed out. And it says tips in this trip were adjusted by the customer after delivery. This is a black and white. The initial amount offered is crossed out and the final amount is next to it. Sweet. Let's take a look again. The crossed down amount was originally $4 and my now take home is $0 on this run. But funny enough, it doesn't stop there at the bottom, which is hilarious to me. It says, confirm tips. Good news, Spark driver. These tips have been finalized by the customer and fully processed. I understand it's like algorithmic and it's automated, but listen, whoever's can I just speak with you, Walmart, Spark, and other apps? If the algorithm detects that a tip was lower, don't tell the driver good news. Just tell them that the tip's been good news. Yes, that you lost down to $4. So Instacart has tip protections where if a customer, this is actually recent, in the last, I don't know, 6 months or whatever it was, if the customer zeroes out a post-delivery tip, if they zero it out, they have to give a reason. And if the reason is outside of your control, then you still get that tip, but Instacart just pays for it. That's a good practice. Walmart and other apps should do that because this was my last delivery of the Spark Shift. I remember it. I drove to the neighborhood, smaller, closer, clustered neighborhood, and I find a parking spot. It was a little tight there, and it was 2 door, like over the door mirrors, like the thin ones from Walmart, and a plastic garbage can. I get out, I take the stuff out of the Passat, and the guy's right there, and I go up to the chain link gates, and I kind of open the chain link, and he actually starts to come out. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's meeting me curbside. I don't care, whatever. So I just say, hey, what's up? Appreciate you meeting me curbside or whatever I said. And I just give him the stuff. And then I say, you're actually my last one for tonight. Sweet. I'm excited to go home or something like that. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. I went from Walmart to his destination, but I have no idea, and we will never know. I feel like the dude looked at me kind of weird. I don't know, like, I'm sorry if you felt like I should have been faster, but again, I went straight from the Walmart to you. I don't know. So that's one of the things that it would be nice to have some tip protection on. Comment down below if you agree. This is why you subscribe, because legit, these are real, raw, like actual things that happen on these apps and niches because I actually do it. And I bring you the best practices on any app or niche in this gig economy and more actually going into next year. So you don't have to give me back the $4, but you can at least drop a like on this video. It helps out the video and the channel. Hey, appreciate that. You can also click or tap the screen for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.